What's up, everybody? I'm Derek. This is Rocking E Truck, and today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different than my normal content. Because today I am embarking on a nearly 5,000-mile road trip across the country from California to Connecticut. And I'm going to be taking the scenic route, hitting as many national parks as I can on that trip. Now, I'm going to start my trip by driving 7.5 hours down to Joshua Tree National Park, starting in Monterey, California, and I'll be camping in Joshua Tree for the night. The next day, I'm going to be getting on the road from Joshua Tree and heading to the Grand Canyon, and then I'll be going down to Tombstone, Arizona. There is a national park in eastern Arizona, Petrified Forest National Park, which I might consider doing depending on how crazy I feel. It will add a lot of time to the drive that day, but I'm going to be bouncing from national park to national park. My plan is to hit 12 national parks by the time I get to Connecticut, and we'll see how many I can do. Whatever happens on the road happens, so I might have to skip one or add another one or what have you. But I don't have this trip hardly even planned out, other than I'm just going to make it from national park to national park to national park, camping my way through. I've got a camp set up in the bed of my truck with the other side completely chock full of all the things that I'm moving with, because I am moving to Connecticut for at least 6 months for some training that the Navy is sending me to, and they are actually PCSing me to Connecticut and then wherever I'm going after that. So if you are new to my channel or didn't know because I don't mention it very often, my day job is actually being a U.S. Navy submarine officer, and I'm going to department head school in Connecticut. So in order to get there, I decided I've got a lot of time off. I've also got a wedding in Nashville, in the Nashville, Tennessee area that I'm going to be a groomsman in. I figured I was going to make this trip as scenic and cool as I possibly can. And because I can't be filming blacksmithing content while I'm traveling, I'm going to make a vlog out of this trip, and this is probably going to end up being a multi-part series because I'm stopping at a lot of places and seeing a lot of things. I will say it's probably going to be a lot of just a talking head, me sitting here in the truck as I drive, recapping the day, talking about things that I experienced, things like that. But if you enjoy this type of content from me, and if you want to see more, please drop a comment down below. Let me know if you enjoy it. Let me know if you hate it. If people enjoy this kind of content from me, I will try to continue doing occasional travel vlogs as I, travel throughout the country. I travel very frequently because I'm in the Navy. I move at least every 2 to 3 years. So I'm planning to do more travel like this in the future. And if you enjoy the travel vlogs and want to see, more and higher quality videos of this type from my channel, please let me know down below. Now, as I said, I've got about 7 to 8 hours of driving to get me from Monterey, California to Joshua Tree National Park, where I have a campsite reserved for the night. Now, I am going to stop for dinner. I'm going to, be frequently stopping for gas because my truck drinks gas like it's going out of style. So that 7.5 to 8 hours will probably very quickly extend, and I'm hoping to make it into Joshua Tree before it's too awful late, but we'll see how that goes. So without any further ado, I'm going to crank the tunes and I'm going to get on the road. So let's get rocking.
trying to be quiet, so I'm using the lavalier mic, but day one of the journey is complete. So I spent almost 9 hours on the road from Monterey to Joshua Tree. I got here to Joshua Tree at about 9:30 last night, way late, but the park is wide open, which was nice, so there was no gate to contend with. After hours, they they open the gates and just let anyone in. It was gorgeous, beautiful night. It was about 75 degrees Fahrenheit when I got in, and it's got to be, my watch isn't super accurate, but I'd guess in the low 60s, high 50s right now. So I got my beanie on and sweatshirts and stuff, but I was warm when I went to bed and cold when I woke up. So probably going to be getting another blanket for the good old truck bed system. But yeah, having my morning coffee, waiting for the sun to come up. The campsite is kind of right next to a hillside, so the sun's a little later here than anywhere else, but the trees are fascinating. Pardon my scruff. I'm not shaving for this trip, just to see what happens. So next stop is the Grand Canyon.
The sun finally decided to show itself right as I'm pulling out of camp. So, pardon the clutter, I'm moving, so I've got a lot of stuff packed into my truck. But the night of day one, I pulled into Joshua Tree at about 9:30 p.m. I'm going to be switching back and forth between my phone and my camera, just because it's easier to do the phone stuff while traveling. So anyway, Joshua Tree is gorgeous. Yeah, almost 9 hours on the road yesterday. With including some stops for gas and food and stuff. So I think it was about 7 hours, 7.5 hour drive to 8 hours depending on traffic. I did a detour down to get a mouse for my snake, who was in the back of the truck, and then I pulled into Joshua Tree National Park around 9:30 p.m. last night. So I came in, I had reserved a campsite at Ryan Campground in Joshua Tree at like 11 that morning, and I pulled in and there was someone in my campsite. So I don't know if I just was so late that they gave it away or what happened, but I found an empty campsite, pulled my truck and trailer into it, and then crawled into the back of the truck for a good night's sleep. About 1 a.m., for whatever reason, there was either just a mass exodus of people leaving the campsite or a bunch of people driving in looking for a spot to camp. One way or another, it was like 20 minutes of gravel crunching under tires and people walking around and car doors slamming. So that was a little obnoxious. But I woke up about 6 to 6:30 this morning, got up, used the restroom, and then brewed myself a cup of coffee. Now I'm heading into Joshua Tree town. I'm backtracking a little bit, but I need cell service and a good breakfast to get me on the road. So I'm going to go look for a diner, get some eggs and a good cup of coffee, and we'll hit the road on our way to the Grand Canyon. So it's been a good trip so far. Beautiful country out here, but we'll see you on the road. Whoop. I didn't go very far. There's like some no trespassing signs. Can't beat this view. Gorgeous. All right, let's get back on the road.
Got a little bit of a smolder going. Oop. Leave those like that. Cheers.
So last night got down to 39 degrees. And as much as I stayed warm enough, I've definitely realized that this blanket is insufficient. So I'm going to be picking up a sleeping bag or some warmer blanket on the way to my next stop. But for the time being, I've been hiding out in the bed of my truck, waiting for the sun to come up so it gets a little warmer. But I know it's going to get pretty warm pretty quick. Although I'm far enough north that it's probably not too bad. But we're going to get up and have a cup of coffee here in a second. But I don't want to move. It's too cold.
So, I decided to wait until I was on the road to do my day 3 plan kind of thing. And by that, I mean I've been on the road for a couple of hours at this point. But I woke up this morning, got some coffee, and then loaded the bike back onto the trailer. So I rode the motorcycle around the Grand Canyon National Park a little bit yesterday, last night when I got in. And today I went back to the park, took some pictures, visited the visitor center, got my little stamp in my passport, and then hit the road this morning toward Williams, Arizona. It's a spot on the historic Route 66, and tootled around there, got a t-shirt, a couple stickers, and talked to some dude at a motorcycle shop. Nice dude. His daughter's in the Navy, so was kind of chatted about Navy stuff for a few minutes, and then I got back on the road and went through Flagstaff and stopped at Cracker Barrel for lunch. First time I've ever been at Cracker Barrel. Very impressed. So if you swear by Cracker Barrel, know that I have been impressed by your religion. So now I am headed due east to Petrified Forest National Park in kind of eastern Arizona, and from there I'm going to go kind of backtrack southwest to Tombstone, Arizona, where I've got a hotel set up so I can shave this scruff, get my head shaved back clean, and get a good night's sleep, a better night's sleep. I did stop at a Sportsman Warehouse in Flagstaff, picked up a sleeping bag rated to 20 degrees Fahrenheit, so the next time I camp should be a lot more comfortable than the blanket that I've been using, because 39 was just too cold this morning. Not a fan. Loading up the bike this morning, my hands were so cold. That was part of the reason I didn't do a morning, filming session, so I'm doing it on my phone. We'll see how ridiculous and terrible this video comes out as, but one way or another, it's been awesome, a lot of fun so far. Kind of hitting my stride on the road trip, so to speak. Road trip part of the trip. So I just kind of set my cruise and listened to audiobooks, and I started listening to my home free Spotify playlist, singing along for the next hour or so, and it'll take me about an hour beyond now. It's about 1 o'clock. It'll take me another hour and a half to get to the Petrified Forest National Park. But I've kind of made it an unofficial goal of this trip to hit as many national parks as I can, get those stamps and a sticker at every park that I visit. So I'm going to be hitting Petrified Forest, and then tomorrow I'll be playing around in Tombstone, looking at the sights in the morning, and then heading toward White Sands, New Mexico, and Carlsbad Caverns, New Mexico, real close to each other. So that'll be 2 different national parks in the course of like an hour and a half. Check out White Sands. I might go to White Sands Missile Base if I feel like I have time. I have access, so like the missile base / the Air Force Base there at White Sands, that'd be kind of cool. I don't think I want to go way up north to see the Trinity site. It's probably just a big crater anyway. But I'm keeping my options open. I'm on a timeline to get across the country, at least to Tennessee, for a wedding. So, but at the same time, I left Monterey early, so I have a couple days that in my budget that I can kind of put to certain things. So if I want to go see the Trinity site, which I think would be pretty cool, I might go do that. I might not. We'll see how things go. So I'm trying to, take road. Wow, the country really changed here. Just drove out of the mountains to grassy plains. It's kind of crazy. But I'm trying to take, little bits of footage of, the road drives, interesting features along the way, and then posted pictures throughout this video of the different places I visit. So if you've made it this far in the video, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. I probably won't do a lot of travel videos like this too often, but I am a blacksmith and I make blacksmithing content. So if you want to see me make some cool stuff with steel, please hit that subscribe button and go check out my other videos also. So on to Petrified Forest. Alright, so I just got out of Petrified Forest National Park. I decided, in maybe not my best judgment, to drive through the park, all the way through down to the southern end, and I just hit up the gift shop there. It's packed, but I got a couple of pieces of petrified wood and an ammonite, probably about yay big, an ammonite fossil. It's like 20, 30 bucks. Pretty cool. Awesome place. Absolutely gorgeous views. And it's just mind-boggling to me the amount of just standing stumps of petrified wood, petrified trees. Like it very much, the portion of the park full of the petrified wood very much was a forest that was petrified, in ancient times, right? Really interesting to see, really cool to take a look at. So I'm about to get back on the road because I have about 6.5 hours of driving to get to Tombstone, Arizona. I've got a hotel down there set up, and I'll be staying there tonight and then seeing the sights tomorrow morning before I get on the road. So I'm gonna get on the road. I'll show a few more shots. The sun's getting low. It's getting late in the day, so I'm gonna get there way late, probably check in around 10 or 11, p.m. tonight. So I'm gonna stop talking, stop distracting myself. I'm gonna get back on the road. So we'll see ya in a little bit. Whoop. Alright, so that's going to do it for today's portion of the travel vlog video. If you've enjoyed this video, please leave a like, drop a comment, hit subscribe, ring that notification bell. If you want to support me and the channel further, please consider becoming an honorary striker on my Patreon. Link is in the description below the video. And as always, keep on rocking.